This is Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Welcome back to Learning Chromebooks. Chrome OS 100. Yay! It's here. You all should have upgraded your machines now. You don't have to really do anything because they do this all for you, but you should be on Chrome OS 100. Now we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, and I'll show you how to manually check exactly what the version is. But each month now, the Chrome operating system will be getting a new number. They're going to bring out a new version each month. So things are going to change very quickly. Now, for those of you who have been following and coming to our monthly sessions, will have noticed that there was 88, 89, 90, all the way up to 100. And what I've been showing you is the new features, particularly before they come out, because they're behind what we call flags. And these mean that these are experimental features that will be initiated as the newer releases come out. Well, with Chrome OS 100, well, not a lot of new features. What happened is that they removed a lot of the flags, so a lot of what we talked about in prior versions are all available now without flags. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to remove all the flags off my machine and reset it, so my machine should look exactly as your machine. And I'm going to go over some of the features that we've talked about before, but these will be available now as part of the regular release of Chrome OS 100. But before we do that, I want to talk about manually updating your Chrome OS. So Chromebooks are so easy to use. You don't need antivirus software. You don't need anti-malware software. And you don't have to worry about updating the operating system because this is all done for you behind the scene. Yes, and the security and all the antivirus software is all incorporated into the operating system, so you don't have to worry about anything. These Chromebooks are very secure, and really you're not going to get any viruses or anything bad happening on there because they were built for kids, right? Originally they came from the school system. So these are incredibly safe, secure, and they're going to update automatically. However, I want to talk a little bit how to update them manually. Because what happens with Chromebooks is there's actually 2 copies of the operating system on your Chromebook. Because it's an itty-bitty little operating system, tiny, it's easy to put 2 copies on. Now, the update to the Chrome operating system comes to the secondary copy, the copy that's not in use. So it's never going to interrupt you. You won't be in the middle of a presentation or working, and all of a sudden, like Windows, it's going to say, hey, we're going to update your system. Nope. The update always occurs in the secondary copy. So the primary copy that you're using is fine. When you're not looking, Google switches them, and it takes the secondary copy and moves it into the primary position and the primary into the secondary, and then of course it updates it. So it does this without bothering you. Now, how this occurs is when you power off your machine. So when you turn it off and turn it back on, it recycles and it brings it up into the updated version. But what if you're like me and you're just what we call a lid closing guy and you don't ever actually turn it off? Well, then the problem is you would never get the updated version because you would never be switching it from the primary to secondary copy. So if you are a lid closing person and you just close the lid and you actually don't power it off, you see when you close the lid, it's just going to put it to sleep. It's not going to actually turn the power off, and you need to reset it for these copies to switch. So if you don't do that and you're just a lid closing guy like me, and I just close the lid every time I'm finished with it, then you really need to power it off once a week and make sure that the just power it off, and the secondary copy will come up, and you'll be fine. In my case, you can also manually do this. You can actually just click the, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. You can actually check and make sure what copy you're using and manually update it. You don't have to do this, but in my case, since I write articles about all the software updates, I do check every day to see what operating version I'm on, so that I can notify people and write articles about that. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I've showed you before, but I think it's a good idea that we just review this each week, each month that we come. So let me show you how to do that now. All right, you see my cursor here, and we're going to come down. Let's come down to the right side, bottom right corner, right down here. We're going to click on this little, we're going to click on the shelf, and what pops up here is we're going to come up to settings. Do you see up here where it says settings? We're going to click this, and this pops up into the settings menu. Now we're going to come all the way over to the left side, and it's going to tell us about the Chrome operating system. So let's click this, and here is where it's going to tell us what version we're using. So this is version 100.0.4896.133. Anyway, this is the official build. And we're going to come over to the right now, and we're going to check for updates. So let's check and see if I have any updates. This is where we are manually checking. Now, you don't have to do this. Remember, this is all going to be done in the background for you with those secondary copies. The copy you're not using, it's going to do this all automatically behind the scenes for you. But I want to know right now if this is the latest copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this button, and this of course goes right out over the internet and checks and says your Chromebook is up to date. Well, I know that because I just updated it this morning. So it is up to date. Now, if it isn't up to date, what will happen is there will be a little button at the side here, and it will be downloading your new copy. But you don't have to wait for that. You can go and you completely use your Chromebook, and it will ultimately, a little notification will come up saying, do you want to restart your computer? And you can certainly do that anytime you want, or at the end of the day you can power off and power it back on, and that will of course update it for you. Now if we look down on this menu, you see what's new. So let's have a look and see what's new with this version. Edit text while dictating. We're going to talk about that today. Editing your text while dictating is a really cool feature. This is being updated, and it works very well. I'm excited about this, and this allows you to actually dictate into text. So you can, instead of typing out a long email, you can simply dictate it. And I'll show you how to do this. It's really cool. It doesn't require any training and so simple to set up. And as we came down last month, I showed you how to make GIFs with your camera. And that's really cool. So we're going to practice that, and I'll show you how to do that. But that's now available. And you can certainly change where your screen captures save. And again, these are all features that are new, but we know they're new because we've had them behind flags before. So we're all prepared for this. But for people who haven't and they don't come to learning Chromebooks, they don't understand this. This has just come out for Chrome OS 100. So we're going to have a look at that again with Chrome OS 100. Now, a new feature that I just have seen is it's called Perks. And this certainly gives you some advantages. Let's see what perks are. We click Perks. Adobe Creation Cloud Express. $20 value limited, terms apply, so there's a perk for you. Google One storage if you want more Google storage. Again, you can, your Chromebook comes with, let's see what it says here. It says your Chromebook comes with 100 gigabytes of cloud storage, plenty of space for all your files, and so on and so forth. So this is, if you want to expand your memory, you can get a perk. And also there's one here for Pixlr Premium, which is a photo editing software that you can also use. So this gives you some perks, and if we come down, you'll see there is a perk on YouTube Premium and also Cloud Stop Motion. There's a whole bunch of perks that you can look at getting, including one for Western Digital. So lots of fun you can have with that. This is some savings for you. And if you come down to the help menu, you can also see there's lots of things to get help with, and you can help you explore accessibility. And if you come down here, there's all sorts of menus and help that you can get for your Chromebook. So this is the help section. So in another life, many, many years ago, long before I retired, I actually taught physicians how to use speech recognition or voice dictation. I taught Dragon Naturally Speaking. I went to Dragon School and learned from the best, and that was my job in our software company, was to teach physicians how to use voice dictation or speech recognition. In fact, I used it in my clinical practice as a physician for many, many years before retiring. So it was an absolute shock to me when I was able to do this on my Chromebook without any training. I didn't have to do a single thing, and it worked perfectly. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, life changes. So let me show you how easy this is to do on your Chromebook. Okay, now you can see my cursor here. Let's move our cursor down onto the shelf on the right side. We're going to click here, and we're going to come up to Settings. And we're going to come over to the left-hand side here, and you see we're going to come to Advanced, all right? See where it says Advanced, and there's a little down, a caret that goes down. Click this, and we want to come down to Accessibility. Here's our Accessibility, so we're going to come to Accessibility. We click this, and now we're going to come up here, and I'm going to come to the Manage Accessibility Features. So we're going to click here, and now there's a lot of features that we can turn on. The first thing you'll see is text to speech, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the other way around. We're going to speak and turn it into text. This is another topic for another day. Display, we're not going to talk about that today. Keyboard and text input is what we want to talk about. And we're going to come down here, and it's the third one down, Enable Dictation, Speak to Type, okay? This is what you want to turn on. Now, what I want you to do is watch at the bottom of my screen. See where my cursor is down here on the tray? You see there's no microphone showing down here, but watch what happens when I turn on this feature. We're going to come over here, and we're going to turn on this feature. And now if you come down and you look, you'll see that we have a microphone down on our tray, on our shelf. And this is what we'll turn on for dictation. We can either turn this on by clicking this, and we'll do this in a minute, or we actually can use the everything key or the search key, whatever you want to call it. The new terminology is called the everything key. You can use this plus D, of course D for dictation. So that's how you will turn it on, is you'll hit the everything key plus D, or click the dictation button, and we'll turn this on. So let's see how easy this is to do. Now remember, we've done no training, voice training or anything. This is just right off the shelf. Let's see how it works. Okay, so what I've done now is I have brought up a untitled document in my Google Docs, and I'm going to take a note to Bob. I'm going to invite Bob for dinner. So I'm going to turn on the voice dictation, and let's see how this works. Bob, comma. New paragraph. Can you come for dinner Sunday? Question mark. We are having your favorite dinner, roast beef, period. Can you bring an expensive bottle of red wine? Question mark. New paragraph. Why don't you come around 4:30? New paragraph. Don't forget to bring Alice, period. All right. And as you see, if you pause, the dictation automatically stops, which so you don't continue on. Now let's see how it works. It says, Bob, can you come for dinner Sunday? We are having your favorite dinner, roast beef. Can you bring an expensive bottle of wine? Question mark. Why don't you come around 4:30? And again, don't forget to bring Alice. It got it all right. Okay. Now, what I want to do is to read a more technical, longer technical article for you, and just let's see how this works. This is an article about managing files on a Chromebook. So let's see how this works out. New paragraph here, and let's see. I'm going to read this through, and as we go along, I want you to watch and see how accurate this is. Suffice to say, comma, we've come a long way, period. These days, comma, Chromebooks are sophisticated productivity devices with ample options for advanced file management, period. But lots of the best file-related possibilities are still lurking beneath the surface and all too easy to miss, period. Okay, let's see. Suffice to say, we've come a long way. These days, Chromebooks are sophisticated productivity tools, ample, but lots of the best file-related possibilities are still lurking beneath the surface. Again, it got it all right. Easy to miss. So it got it all right. And you saw how fast that I actually dictated. So yeah, this is pretty cool since there's been no training. It's getting it really. It's doing really well. Anyway, let's have a look at using this in an email. You certainly can use this wherever you're going to input text on your Chromebook. So let's go to Gmail. I'm going to open the Gmail up, and let's do an email and see how that works. Okay, now we have Gmail open. You'll see the cursor is here. Let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to again start the voice dictation. Let's see how we go. Bob, comma, new paragraph. This is an update on our dinner for Sunday, period. I have asked Huey to come, so we may need 2 bottles of wine, period. Please ensure these are expensive bottles, and we will see you on Sunday evening around 4:30, period. All right, let's see how this looks. This is an update on your dinner Sunday. I've asked Huey. Now, of course, the first thing you'll see that, of course, it's spelled Huey, not correct. Yeah, Huey is H-E-W-I-E. So we may need 2 bottles of wine. Please ensure these are expensive bottles, and we will see you on Sunday evening around 4:30. So, it got it pretty good except for Huey. So when you say help in voice dictation, this will bring up the set of voice commands. Now you can access this through the above. I'll show you this in a minute. But these are the commands that you can change and edit. So you can select all, unselect, copy, paste, undo, redo, new line. These are all the commands that you can say while you're doing your voice dictation, and these are the description of what will happen. So that was using voice dictation on your Chromebook. Amazing. No training. It got it almost 100% right out of the box. Truly amazing. Give it a try. It's lots of fun. It'll save you a lot of work as well if you're not a good typer. Anyway, so now what I want to do is let's I've got a bottle of wine here, and I want to make sure Bob brings an expensive bottle of wine for dinner. So let's make a GIF or a GIF, whatever you want to call it. We're going to make a little fun thing, and we're going to embed the video into a email. So let's see how we do that on our Chromebook, new for OS 100. Okay, so now we've got back at our Chromebook. We're going to come down to the shelf. Now I have the camera app pinned to the shelf, and I would encourage you to do so. This is I use it all the time, so I would keep it pinned at the bottom for easy access. We're going to click this, and this is going to bring up the hey, there I am. So it's going to bring up the we're going to come over to video. And then, of course, we have our choice here, but we're going to choose the GIF. Okay, let's choose the GIF. There we go. Now, I'm going to record this, and I'm going to hold the bottle like this, and I'm going to, I'm going to point to this bottle, and we're going to point like this. We'll just turn so that Bob gets the idea that he should bring a nice bottle of wine. Okay, so now I'm going to click the record, and we're going to tap here, and you'll see the meter going around on the side, and of course that's what it's going to look like. So now we've created our GIF. We're going to save it. So we're going to save it here. Click the save button, and of course it's now saved. Okay, now we're back in our Gmail. So I'm going to click into the body of the text here, and we're going to come down. And what we're going to do is a GIF is saved as it really is a picture. So we're going to come down and we're going to click the picture because we want to insert a picture. And here it is. It found our little video that we did. So we're going to click that. Now, if you come down at the bottom here, you'll see that make sure that it's inline is selected. We don't want to send it as attachment. I want it as inline. So we're now going to click this and select it, and we're going to insert it. And here I am. Of course, there's no sound with these, so it's just a short little video. And here I am giving Bob a hint as to what I want for wine. Let's put wine suggestion in the subject. And I would just put our good friend Bob's email up at the top here, and he's going to get my suggestion for a wine for dinner, and then I would click the send button and send it. And Bob will get this, and it will play the video right when he gets it. So, yeah, pretty cool way to do it. You can have some fun with this. Lots of fun. Give it a try. New for Chrome OS 100. All right, the last thing I want to show you is how to change the download folder for your screen capture. It's very easy now. They've got a new tool, an updated tool for the Chrome OS 100. So let's come down to the bottom right-hand corner of our shelf. We're going to click this, and of course you'll see our screen capture tool is right here. Let's open this up. Now, if you come down to the screen capture tool, this is the settings button. We're going to click this, and this now gives you the option to choose different locations. Now, traditionally, it's been saved to your downloads directory, but if you come down, you now can click and save it to a different folder. When we click this, this will easily bring up your Google Drive, and you'll be able to choose where you want your files saved. New for Chrome OS 100. Well, that was Chrome OS 100, the new features. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's show. We'll see everyone again in another month. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Have a great day.